Ever wondered how a single developer can manage an entire project? With the precision, discipline, and automation of a full tech team. In this video, I'll take you through the Solo Developer Git Journey, a complete, real-world workflow that starts with a simple Hello World app and grows into a fully versioned, automated, and deployable system. You'll see how issues, branches, pull requests, tags, and CI/CD releases all connect into one seamless rhythm, where every commit tells a story and every tag marks a milestone. By the end, you'll know exactly how to work solo but ship like a pro, with clean history, automated release notes, Docker builds, and rollback safety, all from your laptop. And the best part? You can follow along. The complete source code, workflows, and detailed blog guide are linked right below in the video description. Let's dive in and turn your solo coding chaos into a smooth, professional Git journey.
You know that feeling, right? You start a new project, you're super excited, but a few weeks in, you have no idea what changed, where it changed, or why. Well, today, we're gonna fix that. We're taking a journey from that total mess to a clean, automated workflow. We'll see how a solo dev can work with the discipline of a pro team.
Does this hit a little too close to home? You're building something awesome, but your Git history looks like a tangled mess, and hitting that release button feels like a roll of the dice. If that's you, you are in exactly the right place. Let's dive in and get this sorted out.
All right, first things first. A professional workflow isn't some fancy thing you bolt on at the very end. Nope, it starts from day one. From the very first line of code you write, the very first commit you make, this is where we lay down a rock-solid foundation. And look, starting off right is actually pretty simple. Git init just kicks things off locally. Your first commit, that's the first breadcrumb on your project's trail. Git repo create pushes it up to GitHub for the world to see. But here's the crucial step, the one people miss: git tag v1.0.0. This isn't just a label, it's you planting a flag and saying, this version is stable, it works, and I can always get back to this exact spot. And that's exactly why tags are so incredibly powerful. Seriously, think of every tag as a permanent save point in a video game. It's a frozen moment in your project's history. If you break something 3 weeks from now, that tag lets you instantly travel back to a version you knew worked. It is the ultimate undo button for your entire project. Now, even when you're working all by yourself, you've got to protect yourself from yourself. We all make mistakes. A protected main branch is like a digital seatbelt. It physically stops you from accidentally pushing half-finished or just plain broken code directly to your most important branch. It forces every single change to go through a pull request, which is really just a moment for you to take a breath and review your own work before you make it official. Okay, so we've got our foundation set up. Now let's talk about the daily groove. We're moving from setup to rhythm, a clean, repeatable process for every feature, every bug fix, every single idea. This is where that consistency starts to build real quality. You know, a lot of solo devs think GitHub issues are just for big teams, that it's overkill. That is a huge mistake. An issue is basically your external brain. It's a digital sticky note that turns a fuzzy idea like, make the login page better, into a concrete, trackable task. It brings so much clarity before you even type a single line of code. And here it is, the core loop. This 5-step dance is the heartbeat of your project. You start with an idea, you log it in an issue, you create a separate branch to work on it safely, you commit your code as you go, you open a pull request to check your work, and finally, you merge it in. Do this for everything and chaos just doesn't stand a chance. So why go through all that trouble? Well, this right here is why. On the left, you've got a typical messy history. It's just a jumble of tiny, meaningless commits. It's impossible to see the big picture. But on the right, a clean, straight line. Every single commit tells a complete, meaningful story. So how do we get from that mess to this masterpiece? The magic here is a little something called a squash merge. See, while you're working on a feature, you might make a dozen little commits. Oops, typo, trying this out, whatever. The squash merge takes all of those messy steps from your branch and bundles them up into one single, clean, descriptive commit on your main branch. It's the secret weapon for keeping your project's history clean and readable. And that's the whole point, right? That's the goal. When you look back at your Git history, it shouldn't be a random log of keystrokes. It should read like the chapter titles of your project's story. Each commit tells you exactly what feature was added and why. Okay, so our code is clean, our history is clean. Now it's time to actually ship it. This next part is all about formally marking your progress, telling people what's changed, and releasing your work out into the world like a total pro. This slide clears up something that confuses a lot of people. What's the difference between an issue and a tag? The easiest way to think about it is this. Issues are about the future. They're the tasks you're going to do. Tags are about the past. They're a permanent record of code you've already finished and released. One is your to-do list, the other is your trophy case. So how do we number these releases? We use a standard called semantic versioning. Don't let the fancy name fool you. It's super simple. If you make a big change that breaks old stuff, you change the major version. If you add a new feature that's backward compatible, that's a minor version bump. And a simple bug fix, that's just a patch. This isn't just about numbers, it's about clear communication with your users and with your future self. And here's what that looks like in the real world. We start at 1.0.0. Then we add some cool new UI styling. That's a new feature, so we bump the minor version to 1.1.0. The JavaScript counter is another new feature. That makes it 1.2.0. Then, oops, we find a little typo. That's a tiny fix, a patch, so it becomes 1.2.1. See? The entire story of your project's growth is told right there in the numbers. Okay, this is where it all comes together. This is the big payoff. All that discipline, all that structure we've been building, it wasn't just for kicks. It was to unlock the ultimate prize, letting the robots do all the boring, repetitive work for us.
And the key that unlocks all this automation is a simple little idea called conventional commits. All it means is that you start your commit messages with a keyword. You use feat for a new feature, fix for a bug fix, and so on. By doing this one tiny thing, you're not just writing a message for a human to read, you're creating a machine-readable history. You're giving our automation tools the signals they need to work their magic.
And poof, here's where the magic happens. All you have to do is push a new version tag. That's it. From that one command, GitHub Actions just takes over. It sees that new tag, and it automatically builds your entire application into a neat little package called a Docker image. Then it pushes that image up to a registry so it's ready to go live. All of this happens automatically while you're off getting a cup of coffee. And that feeling of pushing a tag and just knowing that everything else is taken care of, that's not just continuous integration or continuous deployment, that's continuous Zen. It's the peace of mind you get when your release process is reliable, repeatable, and completely hands-off. You just get to focus on the fun part, the code. But what happens when things go wrong? Because, let's be honest, they will. The final piece of this whole professional puzzle is having a powerful safety net, one that removes the fear of shipping new code. It's all about being in control. So, picture the nightmare scenario. You just pushed version 1.2.0 and it's completely broken in production. Users are complaining, things are on fire. What do? Panic? No way. You've got a plan. Because you used tags, you have that time machine we talked about. With 3 simple commands, you can instantly go back to the last known good version, v1.1.0 in this case, and restart the application. In about 30 seconds, stability is restored. The fire is out. See, pros don't fear failure, they prepare for it. So let's just bring it all home. This whole professional workflow, it boils down to a simple daily rhythm. You check your tasks and issues. You work on one thing at a time in a branch. You commit with clear, conventional messages. You merge through a pull request. You tag your stable releases. And then you just let the automation handle the rest. This isn't about making things complicated. It's about building a simple, powerful habit.
Let's just step back for a second. We've just seen how one single developer can build a workflow with the structure and automation of an entire team. The secret isn't more tools, it's just better habits. So I'll leave you with this question. If you can get this much clarity and control all by yourself, what could you possibly build next, knowing that you've set up your future self to be your most reliable, most organized teammate?
So there you have it, your complete solo developer Git journey. From planning with issues to merging pull requests, tagging releases, generating change logs, and deploying through CI/CD, you've just seen how one person can achieve the discipline and impact of a full development team. Remember, consistency beats chaos. Every branch, every tag, and every release is a step toward mastery. The complete codebase, GitHub workflows, and detailed blog walkthrough are all linked below. Explore them, try them, and make them your own. If this helped you level up your workflow, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to TechieTalksAI, where we turn real-world tech into simple, repeatable systems. I'm Sreeprakash Neelakantan. See you in the next video, where we take your automation skills even further.